I'm the Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at www.beautyprofessor.net. Today I'm excited to share with you my favorite products from the entire year of 2014. And I wanted to make this video comprehensive and cumulative, so I looked back into my blog posts and into my videos on my channel, and I decided to pick approximately 2 products from each month of the year so that the entire year is taken into consideration rather than just the products that I've been discovering and using a lot of in the last month or two. I also have Jethro up here to say hello. He's a peekapoo and my little one, and I'm happy that he's doing okay. He had a hurt tail. We took him to the vet this morning, and happy to say that he is doing much better after an antibiotic shot and a big wrapping on the tail. So he will recover. And my first product for the month of January is the Surratt Diaphane Loose Powder Compact. And this compact was sold out early on when the Surratt Beauty line debuted at Barney's, and so I waited patiently for it to come back into stock and immediately picked it up once that happened. This powder is loose, which is interesting because it's housed in a compact, and I like the Eclatant shade, which is very translucent but just gives a matte yet radiant finish to the skin. You can't even see it on the skin, but it perfects the pores, it banishes shine, and it just sets makeup beautifully. The next product for January is the Rms Beauty Bronzer, and this is an excellent cream-based bronzer for those seeking incredibly natural ingredients in their makeup. This line particularly uses coconut-based ingredients, and the bronzer itself is just so natural on the skin. It yields a soft, glowing tan complexion that is probably very complementary to most skin tones. It's not too dark, it definitely does not pull orange, it's just a very natural brown, and it can be built up for more intensity or worn sheer. For the month of February, I'll be discussing the By Terry Cellular Rose Brightening CC Lumi Serum, which is a multi-purpose fluid to add luminosity. It has skincare benefits. It brings an evenness to the canvas, and you can wear it alone or you can wear it with foundation. So I like mixing. I love foundation alchemy, and I definitely use this as one of my mixing agents with foundations, especially pigmented ones, to kind of break them down a bit. So this is shade 1, which is kind of a pearly opalescent pink white, and then there is a shade 4 that I personally love as well, and that is a bronzy beige. So I can put it into foundation if I need to bring a little more depth to it, if I'm getting tan, or you can wear it alone for a natural bronze wash of color. Also in February, the By Terry Baume de Rose, and I had heard so much about this product but didn't get a chance to try it till February. It has a massive cult following, and you can see I've used quite a lot of it, which is always exciting for me to utilize a lot of a product. I chiefly put it on at night, and I'm always pleased with how my lips come out in the morning. They are smoother, they are plump, they are healthy, and I battle with dry lips, and this is one of the products that definitely helps to mitigate that dryness. In the month of March, I discovered the La Prairie Ice Crystal Cellular Swiss Dry Oil. And this oil, I actually ran through an entire bottle of this year. I'm on my 2nd bottle now, so that's a true testament to how much I love this beauty oil. It is extremely nourishing to the skin. You can wear it alone as a night treatment if you're just feeling like powering down your skincare routine. You can mix it into foundation for extra dewiness. You can wear it in the daytime as a light moisturizer. There are just so many applications with this oil, and it is beautiful for sensitive skin like mine. It has a glass applicator, and it smells divine, kind of floral, but the scent wears off upon application. Also for the month of March is the Surratt Beauty. This is the large compact or palette. I love the fact that Surratt Beauty has this option for customizable compacts. And in this case, I have a very pale blush called Duchess, a highlighter, Ariel, and 2 different eyeshadows, a brown one called Hot Chocolate, and a gold one called D'Or. I truly appreciate the fact that you can either keep these products in their own respective containers, or like I said, customize a palette that you can toss into your purse. I have 3 different large compacts, and some I have blush, some I have highlighters, and this is just one that I can grab and go when I'm going to be traveling and I need a couple different types of products. It's thin, it's streamlined, and the Rms Beauty products themselves are absolutely gorgeous. I have swatches to everything. I'll make sure to post below. In April, I discovered the Jenny Patikin Lazy Perfection makeup brushes, and this is just an example of some of her brushes and also her travel container, which is invaluable for storing brushes when you're traveling, but also at home, because you can cover them up and keep them dust free. At any rate, her brushes are so finely crafted. They're beautiful for blending makeup. They're great for makeup beginners, but also for those of us who may have run through many, many brushes in our lifetime thus far. Super high quality, very beautiful, aesthetically speaking, and I have a few favorites, including the all over face brush, the fluffy powder brush, and one brush that I've talked about countless times in videos, which is the multi-blender brush, which I use for concealer. In the month of April, I discovered the Clé de Peau Cream Foundation, and I've run through 2 tubes of this year, so it's definitely become a favorite and remained one. This foundation is not new, but it was new for me, and I have helped countless readers find their way to their matching shade or their appropriate shade based on swatches I have on my blog. It comes in a squeezy tube, which I think is great for tossing into your makeup bag. I actually prefer packaging like this over a more luxurious packaging. I wear shade 020. I can also wear 030, which is a little bit darker in the summer, but 020 is a great match for me from winter through spring, and it just buffs into the skin nicely. It has a light SPF. It stays on for hours and just gives you a beautiful porcelain finish. It's not too dewy, it's not too matte. It's just a perfect cream foundation. If you've struggled with cream foundations and finding the right one for your complexion, I recommend giving this one a spin. In May, I did a feature on the Ardency in Americana Custom Coverage Concentrate. I had tried it months earlier, and then I had the opportunity to be able to swatch every shade of this. This is a very fascinating foundation for somebody who is an absolute foundation file. And the fact of the matter is, you can break it down with moisturizer or another type of cream to make it sheerer. You can use it at full concentration as a concealer, but I will say it's extremely pigmented. You wouldn't want to use this in full concentration as a foundation. It would be much too much. And for those who may be searching for their just right coverage level, this is a great way to go because you can customize it yourself. The shades are on a spectrum from very light to much darker, and that makes for a great utility for most skin tones. I wear light medium olive for most of the year. It gets a little dark for me in the dead of winter like right now, but I can then, of course, then mix something else in to make it a little lighter. It's a very fun, very interesting product, and all of my readers who've tried this year have had glowing reviews of it as well. Also in May, I talked about the Rms Beauty V Gloss in Brigitte. Now, I love Rms Beauty glosses as a rule. They are super pigmented. They last for ages on the lips. They are moisturizing. They're a little bit sticky, but I think that's what lends to their ability to last for so long, and so it doesn't bother me a bit. I actually prefer that texture. Brigitte is also a vegan gloss. This was the first in the V line, so it's great for those of you looking for vegan options, and it is the most stunning peachy pink, creamy, coral. Looks like this, and of course I have swatches as well I will link to. Such a gorgeous color, and it's, I think, really versatile for the entire year. It also will flatter a host of skin. For the month of June, I was excited to talk about the Tangle Teezer. I don't know what took me so long to try this. This is amazing for those of us who battle with tangly hair. I use mine daily, and I actually have a couple different types of Tangle Teezers at this point. But this was the original that I bought at the very beginning of summer, and the bristles are very flexible and soft. They don't break the hair, but they will brush through the most ferocious of tangles. I don't understand the science behind it, but I am just so pleased with what it does. Also, the By Terry Tea to Tan was a June favorite. It is a part of the Dietary summer release from that time period, and it is one of the most natural looking tans you can create on your canvas. It's a liquid. It does have some shimmer in it, but if you let the bottle settle, you can actually just access the more tea colored part of the stain that doesn't have any shimmer because the particles do separate. And that's intentional in the Dietary. I think it's a genius idea. It does have a dropper that allows you to kind of control how much product you want to apply. And I just like putting it on my hand and then using a flat brush to stipple it into the areas of my face where I want some extra tan or contour. For the month of July, I want to discuss the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. This is a bronzer, contour, and highlighter combo in a gorgeous gold compact. I ordered it as a part of the Nordstrom sale, and I was so excited. This was my first Charlotte Tilbury product. I have used it a lot since then, and you can see that while I've made a dent, I still have a lot of product, which speaks to its pigmentation and its ease of wear. It is so great when you're in a hurry and want to make a contour quickly, and I find that the bronze is it warms up the face, but it's not so bronze as to feel like bronzer. The highlighter is equally beautiful. I just brush it across the tops of my cheeks and down the bridge of my nose, and the combination works together beautifully. Also, the month marked the release of the new Clé de Peau for fall eyeshadow quads. And this is one such example. This is shade 302. I have all of the quads. There's 8 of them, and I've used them so much. These are buttery, rich eyeshadows. They are refillable compacts, so that initial investment is out there, yes, but then you can continue to buy the shadows and refill. And I'm on the cusp of buying one of my favorite shades, 307, and refilling right now. And if you haven't tried any Clé de Peau products, I say start with the eyeshadow quads or the foundation. Both are absolutely marvelous. Speaking of foundation, I did want to showcase this almost entirely used up bottle of the Tom Ford Traceless Perfecting foundation. This was my initial purchase in the shade Natural, and that was a perfect match for my summer skin. I do mix Natural now with Fawn to get a correct match for what's a much lighter canvas, but this foundation is fantastic when it comes to lasting power and longevity. It buffs into the skin, it offers medium to full coverage, it's buildable, and it gives a natural skin finish that gets a little bit dewy as the day wears on, but never overly dewy. It just looks like natural, very healthy, good skin. In the month of August, Hourglass released their 1.5 millimeter mechanical gel eyeliners. I got mine in a package of 3, and I'm down to my last one. They do have a limited amount of uses. Each of these ultra slender liners allow for about 45 to 50 applications. So because this eyeliner pinpoint tip is so minuscule, you can get right into your waterline, which is where I like to use mine, and nothing stays as well as this in my experience. You can also tight line in the upper lashes to add kind of a pop of depth to your eyes if you don't want to wear mascara, or even if you do. I think it really enhances the eyes, and the benefit is this ultra fine tip. The formula is quite stalwart. It stays on even the most sensitive, watery parts of the eyes with ease, in my experience, and I do wear contacts and have naturally watery eyes to begin with. So it's a great eyeliner. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite eyeliner for the waterline? And I always say. Also, there was the release of the Nars Audacious lipsticks. Almost 50 shades. Initially released at Barney's, then of course it's expanded to all other major retailers that carry Nars. And I picked up 5 at that first release at Barney's. One of my favorites is Julie, though I have other shades that I wear a lot. Julie is a peachy pink. I do believe it's exclusive to Nars and Barney's only. And so it's just an amazing color if you like colors in this shade family. Also Raquel, which I'm wearing right now with a combination of Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner and Zelans Rose lip gloss. More to come on those 2 products. But Raquel and Julie, I think, are my 2 favorites of all of them, and I just find that these are pigmented, they're creamy, they last for ages, they're still quite hydrating for being so pigmented, and I am happy to have as many of these lipsticks as I do in my rotation. And finally, a summer fragrance acquisition for me that has carried on into the rest of this year is the Byredo Black Saffron fragrance. I have it in the atomizer, which is kind of like a travel format. It comes in a group of 3, but it looks like this, and I've used quite a bit. It is a smoky, sweet, musky scent. Does have an infusion of saffron, and it's absolutely delicious on the skin. Starting with September, I started to experiment with the SK2 line for skincare. And my first foray into SK2 was the Pitera Essence set. This is actually my second Pitera Essence set because I read through my first. I think it's an excellent way to kind of try the line and its key components, because of course with any skincare line, there are a lot of options and it's hard to know where to start. The facial treatment essence is their power player. It comes in the set, as well as a mask and the facial treatment clear lotion, which is kind of an softly exfoliating toner that just brightens the skin. The facial treatment essence can be integrated into any freestanding skincare routine, even with products from other lines, and it just does wonders for the skin, refining pores, brightening the skin, tightening, combating fine lines. It's just an amazing product in terms of its versatility. So this is one way of getting going on that, and this is certainly how I started my SK2 journey. Also in September, I picked up the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop Blusher, and I picked it up in a few shades, but First Love is my favorite. It's a very pale color in the pan, but it is quite pigmented on the face. So it's a beigey, peachy, tan shade. I like to use it as a light contour, as a flush of color. Don't let the fact that it is the lightest shade in the shade lineup deter you from giving it a go. For the month of October, I would like to discuss the Lipstick Queen Silver Screen Lip Color. Now, I did start trying this lipstick earlier in the summer, I think around August, but I did a feature on the shade Made It in the month of October, and this is not a shade I would normally wear. Super dark, berry, kind of a vampy shade, but the Silver Screen formula is so hydrating, slightly shiny, very long lasting, and yet kind to lips. I have all the shades in this formula, and some of my lighter favorites are Come Up and You Kid, but Made It is just so interesting, and when I'm feeling adventurous, I love to wear it. The Gucci Magnetic Mono Eyeshadow. I was wild about the Gucci makeup line release. At that point in the year, I did procure many products. One that is such a standout for me because I use it all the time still is the Audacious eyeshadow. It's a bronzy brown, so easy to wear, very silky, pigmented, wears evenly, doesn't crease, doesn't have fallout, and once again I think would complement a variety of skin tones. And then finally, while we're in the eye or orbital zone, the La Prairie Skin Caviar Luxe Eye Lift Cream. This has been a favorite eye cream for me since procuring it at the end of fall here. And I've used quite a lot. I've also shared this with my mom, who has since picked up her own jar of it. It is a great eye cream, and everyone I speak to who has had the ability to try a host of eye creams lauds this particular cream. So it does have consensus in terms of its efficacy. It's a great eye cream. It is an investment, but a worthy one, and a little bit goes a long way. November marked the release of a host of new Dietary products. And while I had the chance to try so many of which I absolutely adore, I had to just pare it down for the video. So I want to talk about the Terribly Dancelise Primer. I wear it over my La Métier de Beauté Peau Vierge, and just one little pea-sized amount just evens the canvas, smooths out pores, also really extends the longevity of one's makeup. It also has skincare benefits, anti-aging benefits. My mom picked up a bottle after I tried it on her for a couple of days on vacation. It's just a beautiful primer. The Dancelise Concealer, I have every shade swatched on my blog, and every single reader who has ordered this concealer based on my recommendations has come back to tell me I love it, or at least the ones that have come back to tell me have told me they love it. So I wear it in shade 4 when I'm a little darker, which is medium peach, and also 3, which is natural beige, which is what I wear now. Under the eyes, tapped in with a brush, it completely vanishes. Under eye darkness and circles, it's creaseless, and it stays in place. It's got great coverage. So if you're interested in trying a new concealer, this is the way to go. And then also from that Dancelise collection, the Dietary Blush in shade number 1, Platonic Blonde. A lovely pop of color, peachy pink, and entirely wearable. I like to wear it on the apples of my cheeks, and it just becomes one with the skin. It fuses for a seamless kind of flush that is not shimmery or overly matte or powdery. It just looks like your cheeks were meant to look that way. Also in November, I started using the Orbe Gold Lust hair care. This is the conditioner, which I use a lot. Even with other shampoos, I still use this conditioner. It has the most nourishing effect on the hair. I have very long hair and I do wash it every day or every other day, and I always use conditioner to detangle. This detangles, it adds shine, it adds manageability, and it has the most divine scent. So this is just a star product from the Orbe line for me, and I've got about this much left, so I'll be picking up a new bottle soon. For the final product that I'll discuss in November, I want to talk about the Shinsekai Liquid Lumiere Anti-Aging Cheek Illuminator in Luster. And this is a kind of peachy bronze shade, but the texture on this is gossamer. It just blends into the skin. You can tap it on the high points of the face. It's not too pigmented, so you could put it where you want it, or you can wear it as a blush. It's infused with a bevy of amazing ingredients that are kind to the skin, and I just feel like there's no other product that creates the effect that this particular gel illuminator blush does. For the month of December, I have used so much of the L'Occitane de Beauté Obsidian Odyssey Kaleidoscope. I have a blog post on it, I've talked about it in videos, and I actually have a video tutorial that I'm still editing. But it's 4 pans of very interesting, unique, yet complementary shades, and I am so in love with this particular kaleidoscope. I think it is versatile and fascinating, and it's definitely a new take on a neutral eye. In December, I was able to try the Zelans Age Control Foundation. Zelans is a new line for me, but I've been branching out and trying more products. It has great coverage, medium to full, amazing ingredients. It is kind to sensitive skin. It buffs on. It looks like just a very even, healthy canvas. Exactly the kind of elements I look for when I'm pursuing a foundation. Wow. So it's a Barney's exclusive. I will link to swatches of all the shades below. While we're talking about foundations, I had to mention the Galactic La Creme foundation. I've talked about it in other videos. This is the shade Sand, which is a perfect match for my skin right now. It's a cream to powder, and so it goes on in a creamy manner. It dries down to a soft matte finish, and it lasts for hours on end. It's one of my most favorite cream foundations I've tried thus far, and it's an affordable, gorgeous formula, so give Galactic a try. And then the Burberry Sheer Blush in Earthy, which of course has a cult following. It's been in and out of stock many times over the years. It's in stock now, and I have run through quite a lot because you can't see the plaid there anymore. I wear it as a contour, as a light blush. It's the most natural and interesting kind of taupey brown with a little bit of cinnamon mixed in for good measure, and it's very flattering on the skin. I think because there is no shimmer, it just adds to its uniqueness, and if you can get your hands on Earthy, I implore you to do so. Finally, for December products, I'm discussing the Radical Skincare Skin Perfecting Screen. Discussed it a couple other times on my blogging and videos. It's SPF 30. It gives a glowing kind of priming layer to the face. Does not add any kind of obvious flashback, and it's purely physical sunscreen, which is what is so exceptional about this formula. So I'll be talking about this more, and of course relying upon it heavily as the months get warmer, but if you're on the hunt for a great physical sunscreen, this is a must. I couldn't finish this video without discussing some timeless favorites. These are products I've used for months on end. I'm still currently using them, and I needed to mention them as a part of my favorites collection. For cream color eyeshadow, Spice is a must. It's deep, it's warm, it looks great on a spectrum of eye colors. Cosmetics Prism Powder in the shade Summer. It's one of my favorite highlighters ever. Just if you like gold highlighters, this is the way. The L'Occitane de Beauté PV Peau Vierge pen. It's an illuminator. It's something I've been waiting for the release of. I wear it in shade 2. We'll be doing a close-up of it soon. It's got skincare benefits and a lovely L'Occitane de Beauté PV Peau Vierge pen. It's an illuminator. It's something I've been waiting for the release of. I wear it in shade 2. We'll be doing a close-up of it soon. It's got skincare benefits and a lovely, I must mention the actual Peau Vierge itself from L'Occitane de Beauté. It's a non-negotiable part of my beauty routine every single day. I wear it in shade 2. Illuminator, moisturizer, primer, tinted base. It has it all, and also anti-aging benefits. Such a good product. Tom Ford Nude Vanille. It lightens things up. It can be worn over a darker color or with a gloss. I've gone through tubes and tubes of this, and this one is on its last leg. Also, the Gucci lipstick in Whisper, which is kind of a purpley pink, very pretty, great when you want a little bit darker lip, and the lasting power is immense. Probel Touch and Grow Nail Hardener. This saved my nails and my mom's as well. We had 2 bottles of it. We tried it when our nails were breaking, and it truly restored my nails. The Surat Beauty Expressioniste Brow Pencil. I wear it in brunette. It is so natural for building depth on the brow. It's always in my makeup bag, and it is refillable. That in mind, also the By Terry Eyebrow Mascara. I wear it in shade 04 Dark Brown, and it's a liquid, so I can use the Surat pencil and or this brow mascara to just build shape and depth, and also make my brows more polished. Beauty Releve Mascara. I'm on tube 3 or 4 at this point. I've lost count. Tiny brush, gets right into the lashes for lash building at its maximum. It creates volume, depth, length, all in one. I also really like the Kate Somerville Eczema Therapy Cream. I don't have eczema, but I'm always dry and itchy. I've got sensitive skin and allergies. So this is my second bottle of this, or tube of this. I ran through the first, and it's just so nourishing after a hot shower. I put it all over my legs and my arms, and my skin feels balanced. The By Terry Velvet Rouge in shade 1, which is Lady Bear. Is there a more perfect nude? One does not know. It is so beautiful. Pigmented, silky, rich, stays on for hours, doesn't dry out the lips. Every shade in this formula on my blog, will link to it below. The Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow, and this is one of the highlighter illuminators I've been loving to mix into my foundation. Just adds a luminous sheen that's very flattering and never glittery or overly shimmery. The Lift Lab Skin Regeneration Lift and Perfect. I've been using a lot of this over the last month and a half, and I've noticed great results with my skin in conjunction with the SK2 I've mentioned. It's a all-over perfecting serum. It's got a lot of purported benefits, and I've been reaping the benefit. Tighter skin, less pores, even, no breakouts. So I will link to the info on this below. The Jouer Cream Eyeshadow in Chiffon. This is probably number 3 for me. I don't wear it as an eyeshadow as much as I do a highlighter. And it does get worn kind of along my brow bones. It is so long lasting, and it just gives the most pretty kind of ethereal angelic glow to the skin. Omarovixa Blue Diamond Resurfacing Peel. I've talked about this many times over. I've run through lots of it at this point. It's a weekly indulgence for me, and I'm never disappointed with how my skin turns out after 20 minutes with this mask. So much softer, smoother, more even, tighter, toned. Everything a mask should do, this does. And finally, the Shu Uemura The Light Bulb Oleo Packed. I ordered this from the UK. I've made quite a dent in it. I've worn it a lot over the last 2 months. My mom, who never wears foundation and actually abhors it for the most part, I tried this on her on vacation, and she was like, I really like this. What is this? Which doesn't really happen with foundation because she just prefers to wear peau vierge. And she liked it so much, I ordered her a compact for Christmas, and she loves it. She wears it all the time. It's just buildable sheer all the way to full coverage. Lasts for a long time without creasing. It's great on sensitive skin, and it just makes your skin look like smooth porcelain. So the finish is extremely lovely. And so concludes my favorites of 2014. I thank you so much for watching this entire video if you ended up doing so, and I would love to hear your thoughts and your questions, your experiences with perhaps the products I've discussed today. I wish you a very happy new year, full of blessings and joy, and don't forget to visit me there at Beauty Professor, which can be found at www.beautyprofessor.net. Take care.